Hey Many Chatters! In this video, we'll be going over how to stay compliant using SMS for text message marketing in the US. If you're planning on using SMS in a different country, be sure to familiarize yourself with the text message rules and regulations in your country. Today, we'll be covering some rules and regulations that you should be familiar with and going over 5 simple rules to follow in order to stay compliant with your SMS marketing. Let's get started. Text message marketing isn't exactly a free-for-all. Sending a text message to the wrong person can mean legal trouble for your business, so understanding compliance laws in the US is vital for businesses starting out with SMS. When it comes to compliance, we know that it can be a bit confusing, but you'll want to familiarize yourself with organizations in the US like the Mobile Marketing Association, the Federal Communications Commission, the Cellular Telecommunications Industry Association, and laws from these organizations such as the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, also known as the TCPA, and the Controlling the Assault of Non-Solicited Pornography in Marketing, also known as the CAN-SPAM Act. Under TCPA, you'll need to get consent from contacts to send text messages for any reason. Even if you have a relationship with the contact already, or are connected through other channels to them, written consent is mandatory for promotional SMS. This act also states that contacts must also receive clear expectations on what type of messages they'll be receiving, and you'll need to provide a free and easy way for your contacts to opt out of unwanted text messages. Getting consent to send text messages to your contacts is probably the biggest barrier you'll have to building your SMS contact list. Not having consent often gets marketers into trouble when they first launch their messaging campaign. So, what could go wrong? For companies that don't comply with text and laws and regulations, the risk and resulting costs can be really high. Take a look at a few landmark examples of lawsuits around unwanted text messaging. You'll see that even well-known companies like this can make this costly mistake of sending text messages to contacts who don't want them. Text message marketing is an effective and easy way to reach your customers, but you must get consent first. Don't rush this process, and be sure to comply with federal and state regulations to save your business a lot of headache or some potential lost revenue. I know that what we just covered can be a bit overwhelming when you're just getting started with text message marketing, but don't let this scare you. In this next section, we've broken down these laws and regulations into 5 rules that you'll need to follow for compliant text marketing, and we'll go over each of these rules and details for you to follow. There are 5 rules you'll need to understand in order to get proper consent from your contacts to start sending text messages to them. Contacts must express written consent. You must send a confirmation message after a contact opts in. You must make it easy for your contacts to opt out of your text messages. You also must get consent from imported contacts. And finally, don't text about Shaft. Next, we'll go into each of these rules in detail so you can understand what's needed for you to stay compliant. Rule number 1. Contacts must express written consent. Many marketers get confused when learning about the TCPA law that I mentioned, especially around getting written consent before sending text messages to customers. While it might seem pretty complicated, the TCPA concept is actually pretty straightforward. It simply means that if your contacts need to opt in before you can send a text message to them, that they need to understand exactly what they're signing up for and that you're clear about it. Today, you don't exactly need a pen and paper to get written consent. Some ways you can do this in the digital age are having a contact give you their phone number in a messenger flow, asking them to enter a phone number into an online form on your website, or having your contact send a keyword text to your phone number. Collecting phone numbers in a permission-based way will get you better open rates and click-through rates, reduce spam complaints, and makes you more reputable as a company. Be sure to keep complete records of each customer's opt-in and consent, as this will help you prove compliance in case people file spam complaints. Rules number 2 and 3. Send confirmation messages after opt-in and make it easy to opt out. Just getting a phone number from your contacts is not a compliant opt-in. You'll also need to send an opt-in confirmation message before you send your first text message to them. Your opt-in message and confirmation should include these 4 things: who you are, what you'll be sending, the phrase, message and data rates may apply, and how to opt out. You must let your contacts know that they can text STOP to opt out of text message marketing from your business, and you must remove them from your list when they do so. Be sure to acknowledge all opt-outs and act accordingly. Here's what a compliant opt-in flow can look like in ManyChat. You'll see that this flow includes who you are, what you'll be sending, the mandatory phrase about message and data rates here, and how to opt out here. I go over this opt-in flow in detail on our SMS basics video for getting opt-ins for consent with a template you can easily install on your own, so be sure to watch that video to see how this opt-in flow works. Rule number 4, get consent from imported contacts. You may already have an existing contact list for SMS that you want to import into ManyChat for text message marketing. You can do this easily, however, federal law requires you to review each contact that you import. You'll want to make sure that each contact you import has given you the consent for text messages, and you'll need to verify this when you import these contacts to ManyChat. You'll see what the Import Contacts feature looks like in ManyChat here. You won't need to put these contacts through an opt-in flow, but you'll be responsible for making sure that each contact you import into ManyChat has given you their consent for text message marketing. The fifth and final rule to stay compliant is don't text about shaft. Shaft stands for sex, heat, alcohol, firearms, or tobacco, according to CTIA's best messaging practices. Be sure to review these best practices from CTIA if you think your content touches any of these subjects. Messages including these topics may result in an immediate ban from SMS communication for your business. We understand that all of this information can be overwhelming for someone just starting out with text message marketing, but it's really important to take some time to understand the rules and regulations that are in place to protect your customers from unwanted messages and to keep your business out of legal trouble. We try to make it easy for you to stay compliant by offering the opt-in template that I showed you guys earlier. Be sure to check that out before you get started with your SMS marketing journey. Thanks, guys.